right now I am on my way to my first gig as a business owner. I am both nervous and excited. Nervous mostly because I want to make a good impression, and meeting new people is always nerve-wracking. Excited because it's my first booking and it's like finally kind of setting the tone for how all of this is actually going to go. You know, just finally getting to like do my own thing, be my own boss, and start maximizing my career. So right now I am heading to a husband and wife double booked appointment. Love that for me. I'm gonna be there for about 2 hours, maybe a little over 2 hours. And technically I'm outside of my jurisdiction, but I didn't mind because this specific individual has mutual friends with me, so I was okay kind of making an exception for going outside of what I advertised. I didn't eat anything. I'm so nervous. And I probably should stop and get something, but I also don't want to be late. I'm such a stickler for being on time for anything and everything, but I might have to swerve to an exit somewhere to get something to eat because I don't want to be nauseous for 2 hours. But neither here nor there. I will report back when I'm done. Okay, first gig complete. It went really well. They said they really enjoyed it. And I felt like I did a really good job. So, yay! Stopped at Freddy's because my stomach is touching my back. And I never did stop to get breakfast because I couldn't. Like, I was just so nervous. I couldn't stop to eat anything. And, yeah, so now I'm eating Freddy's right now in my area. So I'm in my area. I just detoured before I hit the house, but very nice couple. Home was comfy. They had so many animals, kitty cats. If you know me, you know I love kitty cats. I could have hung with the cats all day, to be honest. I don't mind dogs, but cats are my fave. Fave. So that was that, and hopefully they book again. If not, that's okay too. After I eat and get home, I have to finalize just a few more things, and then I gotta make some tweaks to my schedule. So may or may not record that. I'm not sure yet, but if I do, you'll see it in the next clip. I'm gonna enjoy my meal now. Hello everybody. It is the evening time, the day after the first gig. I ended up coming home and just doing basic household stuff, cleaning, laundry, trying to get my room straight. Today I've been doing a lot of work on the laptop, especially on Pocket Suite, just tweaking some things. I had to change like my forms around, the forms that you attach to the services. I realized I did not set my soap notes up correctly, so I had to redo that. So that took a good chunk of time, and then I redid the template for the soap note to coincide with whatever the service type is, and that also took a good chunk of time. And you guys are probably wondering why I didn't use AI. I do use AI a little bit, but I also kind of want it to be a little bit more authentic and from my own brain. But I did use AI to condense it down. So instead of having paragraphs of a soap note, AI helped me with making the soap note shorter, so that way I'm not spending hours trying to type a soap note after every service. I also changed my hours. So I originally had myself set for 10 to 4:30, and now I'm doing 11 to 4:30. The reason being is because I know I'm not going to be able to commit to the 10 o'clock in the morning. If I'm feeling generous and I can take somebody in the morning, I will do that. But as it stands, I think the 11 to 4:30 is going to work best for me going forward. And with it getting darker outside, I just didn't feel comfortable with taking any appointments past 4:30, because by 5 o'clock it's pitch black here.
And now they're coming in. That is more typical than someone who says, I'm going to have a knee replacement and I'd like you to tell me.
It is your white blood cells system. So for instance, your circulatory system, it looks just like it. When you look at your circulatory system, you have the red and blue. Effleurage is little mini circles towards the medial aspect of her leg. I'll shake and dump. Then I'll drain, shake, and dump.
I can't remember that ever happening, actually. So I bet that's going to be the same thing that's going to happen in your practice. Now, when you think about it, why even consider massage therapy in this process? You think it's an orthopedic thing? It takes.
Good morning, everybody. So today I'm going to let you guys tag along with me to my primary job so that you can see what it looks like to work more in clinic, is what we would call it. So in an actual room, office, and how many patients I'm gonna see, what type of treatments I'm gonna have. Yeah, I think it'll be fun, I guess. Clearly, I never took my table out from over the weekend simply because I didn't want to, because lazy, and that's just the bottom line. I know that I'm gonna have to take it out eventually, but I am stalling. Yeah, so I have a personal appointment that I have to attend to at 12:30 before I go to work, but my first patient is not until 2:30. So after my personal appointment, I'm gonna get lunch and then we'll head to work, and I'll show you guys how I set up the room and all that fun stuff. So I will see you guys at lunchtime. The way in which I demolished that bowl earlier needs to be studied. It was actually insane, but I was starving, so that bowl stood no chance with me. But now I'm at work and I'm cleaning right now. Cleaning supplies, Savicide. We use Savicide wipes to wipe everything down. This bolster has seen better days. I have a better one, but it's fine. And also, I got here right in the nick of time. My first patient's at 2:30 and it's 2:06. And I'm hoping that she's pretty easy. Today I have 3 patients because of that appointment that I had in the morning. But typically I would take probably about 4 or 5 in a day, and it's looking like I'm probably gonna have like deep tissue and orthopedic today. So labor wise, it's gonna be intense. We'll say intense. Charting wise, I'm probably gonna have to write quite a bit. So right now I'm just prepping charts to get prepared for the documentation. And I literally cannot remember my other patient. I literally just had it. But that's okay. Unfortunately for us, we're still on paper. Yeah. Now I'm gonna go ahead and prep my table here. I'm gonna do fitted, flat sheet, and a top sheet, which is my preference. I know that some therapists like to do 2 flat sheets and a top sheet, but I don't like that. I make the table as if I was making a table at the house. All right, and last but not least, I'm gonna put in some towels for the towel warmer. Bada bing, bada boom. Straighten that out. So that's good. Actually, I'm just gonna wipe off my lotion and oil bottle just as a once over. Because sometimes, even when you wipe it down, the grease and stuff can still get trapped on the actual pump. So I'm just gonna wipe those down once more. And then the table is ready. All right, now as far as a uniform, we don't really have a uniform. As long as you look like your job, that's your uniform. So for me, take my work jacket off. Today I'm wearing a short sleeve Under Armour t-shirt, black athletic joggers with my Adidas, minimal jewelry, okay, and then I have my hair tie for my hair to go up, which I'm probably just gonna go ahead and do now, just to get it out of the way, and then I'll have to fiddle with it later. And that's how I look on the job. Sporty and ready to treat and sweat my ass off. I also forgot to mention that I'll probably see you guys once the day is done. But this is my office. Real cute. Nice and quaint. This is my office on the more cluttered side. Not me looking like a glazed donut. Typically, I'm a little bit more put together than this. I've got some waters and stuff that I need to put away, but for the most part, this is my office. I do love my office. It's so quiet up here. I have the quieter room, and my patients love it too, but I have to go. I will see you guys when I am done treating. Bye. All right, y'all, I just finished my shift. I didn't finish on time. One of my patients came late, and then my other patient, actually both of my patients came late, and then my last patient, we ended up talking a little bit after like a mini yap session, so that was partially my fault. But it was a good day. I had 3 patients. Like I said earlier, I had to cancel my 1 o'clock for a personal appointment. So instead of having 4, I had 3. And I wanted to just go over what my pay looks like and the tips. So I'm gonna take you guys to my notepad here and kind of write it out for you so you can get a better understanding of my income. All right, so this is just a little notebook that I keep in my office as of recently. This is where I log all of my, well, I'll log the tips that I made for the day and then the treatment types that I also saw. So today is 11/5/25, and I had 3 patients today. First patient was a Swedish or relaxation treatment, and I have 2 different pay rates. Okay, so for relaxation treatments, I get $33 per hands-on hour. Not true hourly, per hands-on hour. And this is the consensus for a lot of massage therapists in general. It has its pros and its cons. And my second patient was an orthopedic treatment, and I got paid $38 per hands-on hour for that. And my third patient was a combination treatment, but we ring her up as an orthopedic as well, which is another $38 per hands-on hour. Okay, and then for tips, my first patient gave me $15. That was a $15 tip. And my second patient gave me $20. Now, I typically will not count this in my income overall because it's tips and I don't count tips as technically income. I also never expect tips from any patient ever, so when I get tips, I'm super grateful. And then moving on to the third patient, she normally tips, but she forgot her money today, so she gave me $0. All right, now let's talk about the total. So total that I'll be getting paid for labor, came out to be $109 for labor. So this is what I'll be getting paid for patient care, not including tax deductions, okay? And then my supplemental income, if you will, is gonna be $35. This probably looks horrible, but this is the best way that I can explain it to you guys. So my $35 doesn't go into this ever. $35 just sits in my pocket. It's almost like a gift and not technically income, but this just helps me kind of log just the money in general. So this is just a quick rough estimate to show you guys what I'm kind of looking like for a day's worth of work. This is not the worst and this is not the best. So like I said, tomorrow this will change. I'm set up to see 4 patients at this pay rate. So that's also subject to change. And if it does, I'll show you guys another round of numbers, and then we'll add it up for the whole week. I'll do that for you guys. It is getting chilly in Virginia. I just left work. I had an early day today. Low-key chaotic. The power went out. So that was interesting. And the power went out while I had a patient on the table. Crazy. But I guess there's an intersection when you leave the parking lot to my job. And the traffic lights were also out. So I'm not sure if that was just like a city problem or if there was an accident. I don't know. Luckily for me, my patient was a regular and she was just, I mean, she was fine. She made it, we were just joking about the whole debacle because the hallway that my office is on was pitch black. I couldn't see anything. And we were treating with flashlights on because the power kept going in and out. And at one point it was completely pitch black for like 5 minutes and then it finally came back on. But honestly, more humorous than anything. However, I'm just glad it wasn't a new patient because that would have been extremely embarrassing. Embarrassing anyway, but it makes the situation a little bit better when you have a regular that's, you know, not an asshole. So, but yeah, I had an early day. My 5:30 patient canceled, so I only had 3 patients. And I'm gonna go home, try to beat traffic. This is like the worst time to leave work in my area because traffic is a hot mess. So yeah, I may or may not film once I get to the house. But overall, a good day. Tomorrow is the last day of the work week at my primary job. I don't have any bookings for my side business as of now, but that's always subject to change. We hope. But I'll see you guys later. There's just gonna have to be a glare because I'm so short. As you can see. I'm pretty early for work, but I kind of wanted to make some time to just film a little bit. 3 things. I ordered 3 things. I ordered breakfast because I did a terrible job this week of meal prepping breakfast and dinner. Lunch is not an issue. So when I actually get my life a little more together, I'll show you guys how I meal prep for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what I eat before my shifts, what I eat during my shifts, because I do get hungry, but I don't have a fork. It's fine. I just washed my hands. But yeah, so from Starbucks, I got the bacon, is it Gruyere cheese? Gruyere. Bacon egg bites. I'm under the impression that these are gluten-free. I know for a fact. I also got, oh, sorry. Let me back up. I got the hash browns too. The potato bakes. Those are also supposed to be gluten-free. I haven't had any problems. The only thing that's not gluten-free that I got was a jalapeno chicken pocket, which is going to be for later. But I'm starving. And I'm sitting in the parking lot at work. I'm like an hour earlier than I need to be. Because I just wanted to sit here and talk to you guys for a little bit. But today will be should be an easy day. The patients that I have are on the low maintenance side. Treatment shouldn't be that difficult. And I get to leave a little bit earlier since I'm only working 11 to 5:15. Depends on how quickly I clean up. But there's not too much for me to show today. Most of my week is pretty repetitive between prepping the room, cleaning, all that stuff is pretty routine. So I won't have much to film today. I'll probably film me leaving work and doing... Oh, you guys will see the final week of pay today, plus whatever my outro ends up being if I decide to film one. But that's all to come later. Right now, I'm just gonna enjoy my breakfast. I'm just gonna squeeze this little tidbit in, even though I pretty much dismissed myself in the last clip. But I also forgot to mention that I'm trying the peppermint mocha frappe. I'm not a coffee girl, and it's not really something I'm trying to get like knees deep into, but I've always just been curious about these flavors and these drinks that they do around the holiday season. This cup is so cute. So I'm gonna try that. Also, when it comes to gluten-free stuff, I'm not celiac, but I do have a gluten intolerance. So I take gluten pills if there's something that I'm eating that's not gluten-free or gluten-friendly. I just wanted to throw that in there so that there's no confusion. However, let's go ahead and try this drink. I'm a little nervous. Hopefully it's not too hot. That was the perfect temperature. That's pretty good. That's good. Should we turn that into a series? Trying y'all's drinks, drink wrecks. That might be fun. All right, y'all, so this is where we're at for pay for the whole week. Not great, truthfully. Keep in mind though, we're missing a whole day. I missed a whole day for that CEU, which I will never do again unless it's a hands-on in-person workshop. So yeah, had we had that, I probably would have hit more towards 600 for the week, truthfully. Also remember that we are missing a 4th patient for 2 days. So even with the missed 2 patients, I probably would have hit closer to about 600 for the week. So yeah, that's just my life this week. Not great pay wise, but we push forward. Hopefully next week will be better. I think it will be. I looked at the schedule and it looks pretty stacked, so I will try my best to film that for you guys and get as much content as I can. All right, y'all, so that is it. That's the end of the work week, end of our first weekly work vlog. I'm gonna try my best to make it like commit to a weekly basis for work. No promises. However, like I said, I'll do my best. I'm committed to doing my best, put it that way. And I appreciate you guys, if you made it this far, for coming along with me. I have reached my car and am getting ready to head home. So until next time, I've probably said that a couple times already, but either way, there will be a next time. Bye guys.